What's up, YouTube? Like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep these videos going. Today, what we talking about basically is what's my take on all the Sixers news that's coming out right now? They talking about Paul George. Paul George is getting injections in his fingers, so he's in so much pain. He's playing through pain. That's why he's been having a couple bad games recently. So, what's my take on that? We're 20-34 right now. We got the sixth worst record in the NBA. We have a really good chance at the first pick. So I'm like kind of confused on what we should do. And B has a bad knee and he's talking about surgery. Maxi's talking about his knee is bad now. He just sat out the last game because of his knee. And now this report comes out about Paul George and his finger. He's getting an injection in his finger. Stuff that only happens during playoff games, that not really during the regular season. So like it's kind of crazy because if we come out and beat Boston off the All-Star break, this is kind of crazy because 2 games ago, right, we had a press conference with Daryl Morey, and he came out acting like everything was good, that we was going for the championship, and this was only 2 losses ago, which but maybe 2 or 3 games ago. I think we were like 20-31, and he came out and said this during the press conference that if we were healthy, we were cool, that Embiid was coming back and he felt good. His reports from Keith Pompey and his podcast saying that he was he's talked to doctors and everybody thinks that Embiid doesn't need surgery. Maxi just came to the his press conference and said he felt fine, but they sat him because of a bad knee. Is the Sixers trying to tank this? Are they looking at this calculating it? Because this is a great draft that's coming out now. We got the top 3 picks is gonna be like great players. So are the Sixers thinking like adding a player like that on a rookie deal? Because you know they gotta play their first 3 years before they become a free agent. So they play on that minimal deal. So with Jared McCain and a top 5 pick, but you know that it's a lottery. But we could get into the lottery with a we get into the lottery with the 13 picks anyway. If we don't make the playoffs, we get into the lottery. I think it's the 13 worst teams or something. But with a top 5 chance of getting the first pick, is a lot of top 5 teams. I mean, fifth worst teams that have gotten the first pick. So the percentages lay on that. But do the Sixers fans want to sit through a whole nother off season? I mean, a whole nother 28 games without, you know what I'm saying? Like literally without having no hope for wins and just watching the young players play. Are we even gonna watch that? Like you're gonna have to give out tickets like you've been doing for cheap. Or do they want to make a playoff run? Do they believe they're making a playoff run with this team? We got so we're like, to us Sixers fans, we believe that the Sixers is stacked, but it's not working out like that. And it could be because of the injuries, but we just lost to 2 teams without their players, without key role players or key starters on their teams. Actually, we lost 5 straight games, and I think 4 of them was to teams without key starters. So it's like we're putting our all 3 of our stars out. I think it's like 1 game, maybe one of them missed. Or this back to back, and B missed it, and Maxi, and then I think every other game they played and they lost every game. And it's like to teams that we're supposed to win. And then we win games against teams that we supposed to lose to. So it's like, I don't know, man. This Sixers team is so confusing. Man, but if we come out the All-Star break and beat Boston, which we've beaten Boston this year, and we seem to beat teams that we're not supposed to beat, and we beat Brooklyn. I think we play Brooklyn again. So it's like a revenge game against Brooklyn. And we play Chicago. If we beat these teams, then we're right back. If we go on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, that's not even that good. But are we right back saying that we're back in contention? Because we only lost 3 straight since Daryl Morey said it. So are we right back in contention or trying to go for wins? Because this is just last week he said this before these ugly losses, and now all these injuries are coming out. Like this is the most roller coaster Sixers season since the process seasons, like, or 2020, which was the pandemic year. But at least we had a good month for basketball. But because we had 2 big men, it wasn't matching up right when we had Al Horford back then. But this is like the most roller coaster season. Like it's up and down, up and down. Last year was a up, and then it just went downhill when Embiid got hurt. This year it's been up and down because Embiid keeps coming back, getting hurt, coming back, getting hurt. Oh man, Nick Nurse said that Paul George was playing well before the injury, and it's kind of true, man. I'm kind of mad about this injury then because thinking back, he had a couple good games, but every time Embiid played, he still couldn't get involved. So when you get the ball, are you that good if you can't get involved? And a lot of Clippers fans are in comments saying, "Oh, we told you about this. Clippers fans, we told you about. I mean, Sixers fans, we told you about this. The layoff P, podcast P. He never shows up. He doesn't try hard. That they surprised that Philly was gonna give them that contract. This is a problem with the West Coast games. Like even though the GM should be watching these players, but me, I can't lie and say that I've seen Paul George every game. These GMs got to watch these players every game because this is why we have such good way to scout our own team players because we watch them every single game. Whereas though these GMs they watch, I guess they watch highlights too. Like we get excited for these players watching highlights. We might as well just start trading for local players only because you know that the time is different over there. They don't start playing till about 10:30. So the only player that we automatically know should know is good is LeBron James because every other player could have flaws that could not match the system the Sixers play. It seemed like every player, like I said in my other video, they come to the Sixers and they forget how to play. We got Buddy Hield forgot how to play. Jimmy Butler wasn't that good with the Sixers. He was good. He had that little fourth quarter spurt, and if he went a whole month without shooting a 3-pointer. Even though I think he was the best match for this team because he actually played good with Embiid. Like but he had a ball in his hand. But I like the James Harden too, but he didn't show up certain games, so he was a little too old. Like if we would have got him 2 years prior, then we would have went for it because James Harden won us 2 games in the playoffs. Man, what does this second half of the season have in store for us? That's all I can wonder. I don't think they're gonna shut all three of them down, man. Not after having a press conference like that. He held a whole press conference. I'm talking about like literally just him talking about us going for it. And Josh Harris just said that when we're healthy, we should go for it. Even though I mean we're good enough to go for it. Even though nobody messes with Josh Harris, as you can see with the Eagles colors, we beat the Redskins on our way to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl parade is today. So you know everybody's rocking that Eagles green. But yeah, the Sixers team, man. Let's see how we come out in the All-Star break, man. Hopefully, we get like at least a 4 or 5 game winning streak. That will change every Sixers hope, every Sixers fans hope. Literally, it will make. I will be covering it every step of the way. But I guarantee you that if we win a couple games, the first 2 games ain't gonna do much. But if we win a 4 or 5 game winning streak, we're gonna get right back in it. And with the teams how bad it is in the East, I don't know, man. I just don't believe we're worse than Chicago, Atlanta that's traded everybody. Um, Even up to Detroit. Detroit has cooked us this year, but I still don't think Malik Beasley got I believe that because of our lazy defense, that's the only reason we really lost to Detroit. Because Detroit, they got off, man, and Tobias Harris getting off against us, man. He only gets off against lazy teams when we had him. So obviously we got to step up our defense. Oh man. I seen another thing that PG has more field goals. I mean more podcast more podcast hustle than hustle on the basketball court, man. I'm starting to believe it's a real thing that basketball players. Well, what can we say? They're human. Like we believe basketball players are not human. Like they're not gonna have like the same type of predicaments that we see in everyday life. Like think about it. When somebody gets into a job, they work hard until they get recognition. Then what? They get that raise and they start falling back a little bit. But they might, if you compliment them too much, I mean, if they might be good enough to still get off that talent. But once say a worker works 10 years at a job, after 10 years, you think that they're not gonna start falling back and looking lackadaisical like Paul George comes to play basketball, even though it's so many people that are different. Like, come on, look at what Jimmy Butler's still doing. Look at what Steph Curry's still doing. Look at what LeBron James still doing. These guys got different. They love the game more than money. But I think, to me, I still believe Paul George loves the game more than money. But it's just like some people is not gonna go for that. Even like if you get a job anywhere, you get it. Even though a lot of these jobs, yes, the managers work hard, so you can't say that. But like when they start getting more money, they might, their work ethic might go down a little tad bit. They might have been the hardest worker ever coming up. That's what made them climb that ladder so well. It's in any kind of anything that you kind of chase. But yeah, the Sixers, man. Like I said, hopefully we come out with these wins. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave some comments leave some feedback so I can start uploading more videos on your feedback. And thank y'all for watching. Have a good day. Have a good parade. Go Eagles.